So I wanted to share this Reddit post to, I guess, talk about this problem in Pokemon, the prices, why things are so high. I feel like people are getting more educated about it, like understanding why this is happening. Obviously, people just 100% want to blame scalpers, people going to retail stores, but there are really just many problems with this whole space and just the Pokemon market and why prices are so high. It's not just scalpers. Distribution is a big thing, which is why prices are so high and will probably continue to be high for a little bit of time, is because they are able to mark up prices, and some people don't understand that. So when people go to some stores and for some LGSs and they see a box over MSRP, they just immediately call them a scalper. But little do they know, they are probably buying that product even at distribution for over what they would normally buy for at wholesale cost, so or wholesale price. So some people don't understand that, but I feel like maybe some people are starting to maybe read online a little bit more and maybe try to figure things out and why things are happening. But I want to make this video for you guys to explain a little bit more in this person's firsthand experience. I guess seeing that the prices of booster boxes and just products in general are probably going to be pretty high and they're going to stay like this for a little bit of time. So let's just read this post. So the title here is "The Way Some of the Distributors Are Distributing Product is Going to Keep Booster Boxes Prices High." And I'm guessing it's not only just booster boxes, probably going to be other products as well. "I was talking to a store regarding a trade-in deal that I wanted to do. The store already had got access to the booster box reprints, and they told me that they were only getting access to one case per set per week that was available. This way of distributing product is going to make it impossible to bring down the price." So obviously we don't have much information maybe to go off of here so far in this post. We don't know how big the store is. We don't know how long they've been had distribution, all these sorts of factors, because obviously that takes into account of allocations and that sort of thing. Unless this is just a fixed thing across every store, I'm not sure. But let's just keep reading. "I get it that distributors do not want to quickly sell out, and I think it's great because every retailer will get a chance to get product. The sad thing about this situation is the prices are $20 to $30 below market prices and not the MSRP of $160. So the $200 box prices are going to be a common price moving forward, and forget about getting anything close to the $160 MSRP. So this is a big thing people don't understand, is that like they upcharge, and sometimes, and even in this case, they're upcharging so much to the point where like buying from distribution is not really that much of a discount. We've seen that with people with prismatic evolutions, elite trainer boxes. I think you guys have probably heard people getting offered to buy the elite trainer boxes. At the time, I think market price was probably around 120, and distribution was offering them for like 95 to $100. So yeah, it's not much of a discount buying from distribution. And it looks like this person has heard a similar thing with these booster boxes coming in the future, that they're not offering it as like wholesale price. They're offering it just probably some percentage off of market price, and that's what they're charging these game stores. So people that are thinking this reprint is a huge deal, hey, maybe it is, but this person is explaining that at least from their store that they talk to, they're limited to one case per week per set, and also the prices or whatever they're offering seem to be not that cheap. It's not like wholesale pricing. It's just $20-$30 below market price. This makes the Temporal Forces booster box at Pokemon Center a very affordable and accessible box, and is most likely still undervalued in the current market. Well, we all know how that turned out, right? It's sold out. I remember telling the store that the days of $110, $120 boxes are gone, and it looks like it's actually the days of the $160 boxes are now gone." So I don't think this whole notion in this space is true. People saying all the $100 booster box days are forever gone. I still think there will be a time where this market cools off to the point where we will have some sets where they do go $100 and below. I believe that's the thing. I am bullish about this market, but at the same time, I'm not like just totally blinded by what's going on. I do believe there will be a point, this whole phase and everything that's going on right now, it will cool off. There will be sets that people don't really like, and things will go under MSRP on pre-order, and things will go, I think, back to around low hundreds. I think that's very possible. With this type of pricing, we should be prepared to pay $250 to $275 a box for Destined Rivals booster boxes, for the booster box prices. Now, we are seeing Journey Together, if you watched my video earlier today, they're now selling, and we're still 2 to 3 weeks out from release, for $250 already, and that's Journey Together. Think about Destined Rivals. I think even with Journey Together, there was less people, offering them on pre-order. But the people that did offer them on pre-order for Journey Together, I feel like a lot of people will not offer for Destined Rivals. Because, the amount of money or potential money, profits, revenue, you can lose by offering it, I guess, as soon as possible. And then by the time it gets released, you can lose a lot of money, potential profits, revenue, doing it that way. Because the market just changed so much. You could, at the beginning, let's say a couple months out when, they can offer pre-orders, maybe, market price is $200, but by the time the set gets released, it's like $350. That stuff can happen. So I feel like stores are being smarter about that. And also they just don't know their allocations anymore because it's all up in the air, kind of. So I feel like Destined Rivals is, I know maybe I sound crazy. We don't know print numbers. We don't know anything like that. We don't know how stores or whatever are getting allocated. We don't know any of that stuff. But looking at Journey Together for what it is, and it's already at $250, 2 to 3 weeks out, I'm thinking Destined Rivals, maybe I sound crazy, I think it could probably go to $300 on pre-order at some point. Do I think that it's gonna, stay there forever? I know if it reaches that point on release day, it'll probably drop a good amount maybe. But I'm just looking at Journey Together, and I see $300 for Destined Rivals being a possibility. So let's just keep reading. The problem with such a high price to begin with is the milestone value of the box at 200% is now 400 to 500. So he's talking about it as, I guess, an investing standpoint. The time to wait for the leg up in prices is going to now really take 5 years at the starting price. A $250 booster box hitting 500 in a non-bull market cycle is going to take a good amount of time. That is true. Keep in mind that Fusion Strike has not hit $500 a box, and it's going to be 5 years old next year. So it did hit over 500 at one point, and I think it's almost back there. So it did see a dip though. Looking back, those days of 100 to 110 boxes were really way, way cheap considering where we landed in 2025. It's all about the market. I mean, like I said, I still think this will happen at some point. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but I feel like this market and how it is, it can't stay like this forever. Like, it's not going to be like this forever. It's not. So I think there will be a point where it does get back to this though. I actually believe that. Now, talking about it as an investing standpoint, this person, saying that, I guess for how much it has to go up and stuff, it's going to be difficult and all these sorts of things. If you're actually trying to invest long term, for the most part, I mean, most people are not going to buy at 250, 300 on release day for a booster box if they're going to invest. Now, if you want to try to play the market and try to do some short-term stuff, maybe there's a play there. But buying a booster box, honestly, that's literally just come out at 250 to 300 is pretty risky. Like, I wouldn't even do that. I'm already, I guess, crazy enough to be buying Prismatic Evolutions over MSRP apparently because people say it's risky. But, for that much for a booster box, it is pretty, I would not really advise buying at 250, 300. It's possible to keep going up, but if you're really trying to do it long term, it's not a great entry point. So that's just my take. But, at this point in the market, I feel like every single time I've said something is too expensive and it's not a good buy, it just keeps going up, but who knows? So let's read some of the comments and so this person says, PC ETBs will always go up because they're limited. It is always a wise choice to buy yourself a set. Well, can you even get them anymore? I mean, if you try to, the Journey Together release day was terrible. I couldn't even get one. Unless you're a big box store, you're not going to see MSRP. Even some retailers are being a bit with almost market pricing on their products. The best thing to do is pre-order when you can at MSRP and hold, which is pretty much impossible. I know a lot of people say just wait till the last reprint then buy, but my experience with that is that it is harder to come by cases of stuff when those last reprints hit or happen. Also, reprints usually consist of only a few items and not everything, so if you miss a binder set or something, you're probably not going to get one on a reprint. These things always move in cycles. Give it 2 to 3 years to allow the Pokemon Company to increase printing capacity. The shiny new set will be so widely available and so much cheaper than anyone currently is used to that everyone will bleep on it and declare it trash. We have seen this cycle many times, and we will see it many times into the future. So I think, I mean, I think some people overestimate this whole, you know, Pokemon increasing printing capacity, like buying new facilities. I don't think people understand how much investment and stuff goes into that sort of thing. And for Pokemon, it's like, is it worth it? Like, is this sort of demand long lasting, or is it just a phase? Because if it's just a phase, Pokemon isn't going to spend millions or even billions of dollars building a whole facility, spending all that time, all that, money for what? For this cycle to then just end and then it goes back to where it was before. I don't think that's really a thing. If this market stays strong for that long, then maybe Pokemon will think about it. But I think as of right now, it's too early to really say any of that they're going to buy and increase printing capacity. I'm assuming you're saying that they're going to probably buy a new facility. I don't know about that. But yeah. This is a slippery slope and worst case scenario for everyone. It's basically Pokemon saying we no longer want to miss out on the secondary market value, so we are going to print and dip into those pockets whenever we want. Now we all have to pay inflated prices at launch in perpetuity for no reason. So, I don't know if this person is trying to say, that Pokemon is printing less, because there's obviously that rumor, which I should probably make a whole separate video about Pokemon creating this artificial scarcity. But I really just think there is a lot of demand, with Pokemon. I know there's that theory out there that it's just artificial demand or artificial scarcity, but but I do believe though that they are right, that I think Pokemon does care about the secondary market. I don't think they want to crash things, so I agree with that point. So this person, the original poster, says it just shows the problem. They're no longer in the business of making money off large distribution sales. They're making the money the same way LGS is and retailers are. They can smell the money sloshing around, and they want a good chunk of it, just like MJ Holdings selling on Walmart.com. Okay. Yup, that's why I've been saying to grab PC ETBs at MSRP and a couple of booster boxes, but bulk buying. Probably better to sit out right now some undervalued boxes at the play, like RCSV boxes. He's talking about the collection boxes. This whole thing of buying MSRP, I feel like, why is it even a conversation anymore? Like, none of these new sets are available for MSRP. Unless you want to go in a retail store and maybe catch a restock. Other than that, online, it's almost impossible. Like, there are some drops here and there, but those literally last, like, seconds. I don't know why people think reprints stores will sell for low hundreds. Yeah, I don't know where people come with that idea, and especially when you take into consideration that they are paying above what they usually do and by a lot in some cases. This whole idea that people think reprints, and I know that reprint news thing was a big deal and it was kind of fun to talk about, but when you think about what is realistically going to happen with that reprint, it's not going to do much. It will drop prices, sure, but if you think it's going to crash prices and it's going to stay like that, it's not. Like, that's not how this works. But we will see. It'll be very interesting though to see how much gets printed of those products, because obviously we haven't seen any big reprints. So if there is a big reprint of something in that reprint whole, I guess all those different products, I guess that will be some indicator in the future of what reprints will look like. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I really like these Reddit posts because it gives something to read about, something to talk about, and a little bit different than just obviously only talking about just investing stuff. So yeah, this is kind of like a daily thing I do now, so hope you guys have been enjoying it. But yeah, that's the next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one.